Originally, this concept seemed a little like suicide to me, but as I continued to learn about it, I discovered that it differs from suicide in many ways. Yes, it is true that in both the death meditation and in suicide, one literally chooses the point at which they are going to die. So, what is the difference? The death meditation is a cessation of the yearning to live an extra day. One allows death to take hold of them and lets go of life because they are ready to die and it's their time to go. They realize that there is no further good that can be accomplished during this lifetime, so they are ready for the next. Suicide, on the other hand, is the decided end to one's life. Whether one is ready to die or not, their life is ended. The Buddhist objection to suicide is that more good karma could be created during that lifetime, and to kill anyone, even oneself, is bad karma. However, if in a hypothetical situation, one was no longer able to create any more good karma during their lifetime, but felt that in the next lifetime they would, suicide would not be frowned upon. This is merely a hypothetical situation because Buddhist practices believe there are many alternatives to changing one's behavior, and as long as one has more time to live, one has more opportunities to create positive karma. From this, I determined that this hypothetical is never really going to happen. But assisted death is a controversial issue that happens all of the time. In Buddhist culture, to kill anybody is bad karma. Well, in actuality, this is not 100% correct. More accurately, to kill another in almost any circumstance is considered bad karma. And while many claim that pulling the plug on an individual is merely allowing them to die, in a sense, it is equivalent to killing that person. However, in some instances, the bad karma associated with killing another human being is mitigated by some alternate aspect of the event. Life support is usually keeping an individual from naturally dying. Therefore, in most cases, you are allowing a person who is ready to die to let go of life. On the other hand, there is a slim chance that a future medical miracle could allow this person to wake up and continue living. In such a case, by pulling the plug, you are in fact killing another human being and eliminating their possibility to create more positive karma. This, in turn, would result in negative karma directed towards yourself. Thus, it is not always clear what the right thing is to do in this situation, but most would not look down upon another for pulling the plug, because in most cases, it is simply aiding another to die when they are ready.
The universal human experience of death, a journey completely unknown to us, has been a topic of speculation and debate our species has long endured. Across cultures, explanations and narratives exist regarding what exactly happens when we die. In Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol is the preeminent text on the subject, offering an in-depth guide to the conscious experience from the moment of death for the 49 days following. It presents instructions for the family, monks, and lamas on how to aid the dead through the journey through recitations of prayers. The fantastic, wondrous, sometimes terrifying journey provides many opportunities for liberation from the cycle of rebirth, according to the Bardo, if instructions are adhered to. Padmasambhava, better known as Guru Rinpoche, is said to have brought Tantric Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. He came to Tibet at the behest of the 38th king, Trinsong Detsen, to remove evil deities from the surrounding mountains. After Padmasambhava completed his task, he established the first monastery, ordained the first monks, and taught the people Tantric Buddhism for the first time, creating the Nyingma Pa school. He is famous for leaving behind termas, or religious treasures, in the wilderness and caves of Tibet, to be found and interpreted at a later time. The Bardo Thodol was supposedly one such terma, written by Padmasambhava in the 8th century Tibet in a coded language, hidden in a mountain until it was time to be discovered. It is not until Walter Evans Wentz that the first English translation is published. An American in India, Wentz received the text from a British officer who had found it while traveling in Tibet. In 1927, it was published under the title The Tibetan Book of the Dead, given its apparent similarities to the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Though the actual translation of the title reads, liberation through hearing in the intermediate state. This is a reference to the intermediate state between one life and the next, known as the bardo. A bardo literally means the interval between two things. This can be between sleeping and wakefulness, between birth and death, or between death and the next life. The Bardo Thodol is an instructional text meant to lead the dead through this state, in the hopes of leading the dead to liberation from the cycle of rebirth. The text can be memorized, but can also be read to the dying, giving them tools to understand the nature of mind and remove themselves from the cycle of samsara. Once the awareness has separated from the body, it travels through the bardo similar to the way awareness travels through a dream. The journey between lives is divided into 3 bardo realms: the chikai bardo, the bardo of the moment of death; the chornid bardo, the bardo of experiencing of reality; and the sidpa bardo, the bardo of rebirth. When the signs of death approach, the dying person has the opportunity for liberation by merely remembering the process by which is taught in the Thodol. If this does not happen, then the dead body is to be read the Bardo Thodol to guide them and ultimately try and liberate them. The reader will read into the ear of the dead. After the moment of death, the soul enters the first bardo, the chikai bardo. At the moment of death dawns the clear light of ultimate reality, the very content and substance of liberation. The first readings are aimed at helping the soul recognize this and stay in this state. O nobly born, the time hath now come for thee to seek the path in reality. Thy breathing is about to cease. Thy guru hath set thee face to face before with the clear light, and now thou art about to experience it in its reality in the bardo state, wherein all things are like the void and cloudless sky, and the naked, spotless intellect is like unto a transparent vacuum without circumference or center. At this moment, know thyself, and abide in that state. If the soul can recognize that their mind is identical to the clear light, that they are the Buddha, they will be liberated. They will remain in the clear light forever, in the state of Dharmakaya, the highest spiritual body of the Buddha. The key in this moment of death is recognition of consciousness in this state, and not allowing the mind to wander down the path of the bardo. The scripture is meant to aid in this recognition. If liberation is not reached, the second stage of the first bardo must occur. In the second stage, the secondary clear light appears, which dawneth in somewhat more than a mealtime period after the expiration hath ceased. Pulled down by the weight of their karma, the soul goes through a similar experience as that of the ultimate clear light, with another opportunity for liberation. If not attained, the soul drops to the second bardo, the chornid bardo. This second bardo is highlighted by the appearance of the karmic apparitions. For 2 weeks, the soul encounters many deities, each holding possible liberation. The first week is the dawning of the peaceful deities. The second, the dawning of the wrathful deities. On the first day in the second bardo, the soul encounters Bhagavan Varuchana, the Father-Mother, the supreme being in the universe. A brilliant, awe-inspiring blue light will shine upon the soul, making it difficult to look at the deity. If the dead lived an impious life, accumulating bad karma, they will be terrified by this light and will turn to the dull white light of the devas. At this stage, the dead is instructed to pray, "Alas, when wandering in the samsara, because of intense stupidity, on the radiant light path of the Dharma Dhatu wisdom, may I be led by Bhagavan Varuchana. May the Divine Mother of infinite space be my rear guard. May I be led safely across the fearful ambush of the bardo. May I be placed in the state of all perfect Buddhahood." If the soul flees the blue light of Bhagavan Varuchana, their soul shall continue on to the second day. If, however, the soul embraces the radiant blue light of Bhagavan Varuchana with joy, then they will attain liberation from the cycle of rebirth. On the second day of the second bardo, the soul not attaining liberation yet, the second highest god in the pantheon of Buddhist deities, Vajrasattva, appears. Smoky light from the hell realm also appears. That is the path which openeth